Okay, guys, so I have Kate Johnson with me, Kate Two Homes, and happy Valentine's, everyone. We have a good topic for you today on loving on your sphere, all about what you do for, I mean, I don't think you're going to call it lead gen because you're too sweet, but just like, right? Like, but creating that, I think it's interesting. I thought about this because there's so many people like in signatures or something that are like, hey, referral is the best, what is right? A referral is the biggest compliment I can get. Right? Does anyone do that? Sorry if you do, but no,
no.
Right? Or I don't even ask for referrals. I know sometimes, but I just think it's so, I know you don't mean to be strategic on it because you're just a sweet person, but you really like people and do all the things. But I think actually can be very, very strategic of keeping your clients. I've been on trainings lately, like with Fast Forward Movement and stuff, and some of our partners, and it's like, we all try to get all these new clients. But what about our existing? And I think you're really, really, really good at that. So let's learn from you and hear what you have to say of all your topics. And maybe guys, maybe you take away one or two. I would sometimes on trainings for me, I get overwhelmed. I'm like, I can't do all those things. Like you've had these implemented for a while, some of these things and thoughts.
I mean, I'd like to say this is like my whole life in the making, to be honest. So this is very much a like long play. It's really just about, coming from a place of service, just always speaking from your heart. I know it sounds super cheesy, but honestly, this is how I have generated all of my business. I don't cold call. I don't buy leads. I don't farm. It's just truly being a walking billboard every single day. I mean, your actions, your words, your vibe, your tribe, your energy, all of that. Like we do not shut off in this business. So just constantly being aware of you are always planting seeds, always. And those people that you don't think are watching.
Yeah. And it's more fun doing it like that.
So
and it feels better. It's just
so much more fun.
And then you attract the people that you want to work with. You're not doing Zillow leads and all the people that are talking to a million different people. It feels better. Okay. So real quick though, tell us about you, a little bit about you and your team, your K2 girls.
Yeah. So gosh, I am coming up on 5 years in the industry. Prior to that, I was in the wine industry, believe it or not, certified wine specialist. But I've always been in customer service and sales, which is weird for me to say. Like it almost makes me gag when I say I've been in sales. My whole life, for me, it's always just been relationship building. Was a bartender, event planner.
We were all so many of us in the restaurant industry, right?
In order to be a super successful real estate agent, like you have to have served cocktails at some point in your life.
Totally. And learn the lesson of people being kind or pithy or all the things.
All of my children will be in the service industry. It's like the foundation of.
Yeah. I know. I like that.
Yes. My husband and I have been together for a very long time. He is a licensed contractor. He started cutting edge carpentry in 2007. We always dreamed of someday bringing our two businesses together. So now he works as a consultant on our team. He provides services to our clients, both buyers and sellers, which is really cool. And because of what we built, we have now attracted some really amazing women just over the last few months. And have built the K2 Homes Real Estate Group. So we have very like-minded agents on our team. And I thought when I started the team, I was going to have to kind of reinvent myself and provide to them what they needed or what they thought they needed, farming, cold calling. And then I realized like last month, that's not who I am. So I'm just really training the girls to organically lead gen. Of course, there are other ways to capture business, but for me, it's just all about, organic.
And that's what we do on our team too. Yeah. No paid ads. It's all social media. So how do you show up more, and be authentic and just naturally attract your tribe, your vibe, good people that you want to work with that like and trust you? Yeah, it's easier. Yeah. Okay. So let's dive in, girl.
Yeah. So I'm just going to open it up with like my favorite quote. And I know it feels like the beginning of an essay, but Maya Angelou always has like the best words, right? So people will forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. So every day I'm just striving for the feels, whether it's feels for somebody else or feels for myself. And I think really importantly is looking at the feels for yourself. Like what are you doing daily that like gives you the butterflies, gives you the excitement, and really creating your blueprint as an agent around those feels. If you don't like picking up the phone, don't pick up the phone. Some people do, and some people are really great at that, but that is not for me. So I'm always like, how can I get the feels? And it's always through the experience. So I would say there's such an emphasis right now. We're just going to go through a few different ways you can love on your sphere. The first one is loving on your social. And I think there's so much emphasis right now on create the reels, create the content, create this, create that. And it's so overwhelming. Like, I don't have time. And then you get on and you start just mindlessly scrolling. So if you can't come up with anything creative, for me, I would just say, get on and intentionally scroll, right? Engage with your people. I don't think that there's enough emphasis on engaging with your sphere. We're always trying to put stuff out there, but like, what are you doing to engage with your sphere? Don't just like and walk away. Love it. Send a comment, send them a message if something is going on in their life, whether it's celebratory, whether it's sad. I mean, just show that you care, authentically.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole thing. The theme today is like, this all has to come from a place of authenticity. So if that feels unnatural to you, this is definitely not going to be the training for you. But just people respond so well to like using their name and showing that you care. If there's a GoFundMe, like even just sending, $20, that's where I spend my money, is just on people and giving them those feels. So happy birthdays aren't just happy birthday exclamation point. It's a message.
Yeah, I feel like happy birthdays are a full-time job. I don't do that because I don't really care as much, but I think the whole idea of what's going on in people's lives and taking the time to genuinely engage, if they're having a baby, or even it might not be lifelong things, but if it's something that resonates, you could comment on there or even send a message. I'm a big voice texter every once in a while, and I need to do better at this. I'm definitely guilty of liking things. And sometimes I even guilty of having Allie do some of that too. But I think it's really important with the people that we know to take a second, and I could definitely be better at that.
I will tell you, the heart hits so much different than the thumbs up. So stop liking and start loving. If there's something that somebody's excited about, don't just like it, love it. Like, I will love everything.
That's funny.
It just hits different. It hits me different when someone loves it versus like it.
I sometimes look at who love it.
Those people that love it, like they are my people. Keep loving. I know it sounds so silly, but I'm like, why do they just like it? Was that not great enough? What am I going to do different to get the heart?
Who loved it? I do that too. I even look sometimes. Be genuine about it. But okay. So engaging more authentically on social.
So I would say taking, 20, 30 minutes a day, intentionally scrolling and engaging with your sphere. People love that. They want to feel heard. They want to be seen. And if you're just scrolling, they're going to scroll right by past your stuff too. So the more you engage, it's part of the algorithm too, right? Authentically. You engage with them, they engage with you, they see more of your stuff.
Then you rank higher, then you're shown more. So there is strategy in it too.
So that's the social piece. Obviously we all have past clients. This is a huge one for me. I would say more randomly than strategically. If I am driving by somewhere that reminds me of them, if I hear a song, if I see something, like I'm always connecting with my past clients in some way, shape, or form. They come to my mind, they're getting a voice text, they're getting, a card, whatever it is. I am constantly engaging with my clients, our past clients, not just CRM, happy birthday emails. I hate those myself. I don't like the word hate. I shouldn't have said that, but I just delete them.
You just despise it. No,
I'm just not going to feel authentic. I'm all about the authenticity.
That's how I feel about happy birthdays. Like, I think you have to, everyone does it. Happy birthday, Kelly. And then I'm like, oh, that's sweet. Maybe I should do it. But I think it's finding whatever feels authentic.
And so we do all the strategic stuff, birthdays, home anniversaries, all those good things. But I think the random pop buys, texts, all of that.
In addition,
so much further.
Can I ask what you do for happy birthdays and home anniversaries?
So home anniversaries, I am very custom. There's no specific thing I send out. It depends on the time of year, whether it's flowers or candy. I always try to pop something on a home anniversary.
Oh, you do, and you actually deliver it too.
I do.
Okay, you are good. I'm going to be real too with what I do. Like, now we have over 200 transactions on the team. We do something, and I feel like it's really cute. The girls like it, but it's not customized per person. But it's like a $50, thing of all Minnesota things. It's treats. It's darling. It's branded. It's an aqua. So we do that every year, and we have somebody in a company that does it and sends it out. I know there's companies that will, like, this is different because it's local. So I feel like at least it's a step up from some of these other companies that just send shit out. They're like,
Mhm.
oh, here's a cheese knife.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But I think, yeah, I just think at some point, like I liked to do it in the beginning and then it became like I was forgetting.
Yeah.
So I had to come up with a system, but I love that you're doing
I
that.
will say I only do that for their first home anniversary.
Yeah,
Anything after that is a text or like a picture from it. Because the best place to go find those, if you're using social to, announce those closings, I hit memories every day and I just look at, whose closings happened. And then I repost their pictures, send it to them like, oh my God, I can't believe it's been 4 years.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
smart. So
Yeah.
after every closing, do you post a picture?
I do.
And then it's in your memories.
Yeah.
And then you read.
Yes. Yeah. Smart. Simplify.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know, but that's smart. And then people always love to see pictures and then it shows up for them. That's smart. I don't work with a lot of buyers, but that's so smart and kind, but strategic also.
Yeah.
I like it.
We do a client event every year as well. I only do one in the fall and, not everybody responds to those. We do a lot of giveaways throughout the year online. I know other agents do those, but just trying to find those ways to continuously engage with your clients and always be top of mind.
Can I ask you some of these? So birthdays, what do you guys do?
At birthdays, I just send messages and cards.
You just send
Yeah.
and cards,
Yeah.
a handwritten.
Depending upon who.
Okay, depending on who. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And then you just said events. So what events
Yeah.
are you getting into that? I don't want to ask you if you're, but I'm curious what events you're doing and you've done over time that you really like.
Yeah, so we do a fall event every year. It's at a pumpkin patch. We invite people to come out. They get a pumpkin and a hayride and all that good stuff. We have tons of giveaways and raffles there. I would say that's our one big event. I always throw something else in there, usually to raise funds for a nonprofit. So that's another.
You do a lot of the nonprofit, right? That's a not, yeah,
Yes.
okay. But that event, how is it? You feel like, do you do them over time? We're doing our first one.
Yeah.
We're finally doing our first client event.
We had our third one this past year. So yeah. And they're always a success. We've done photo shoots at the event so people can get their Christmas cards. And yeah, we always try to change it up a little bit just so people feel like they're not seeing like the same event every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, okay. I like it.
Yeah.
So one event, one client event.
I do one. Yeah.
Okay.
I think people just get overwhelmed if you're constantly sending stuff out. So
Yeah.
just having like one big impactful client appreciation event. Call it my gratitude gathering. So
Love
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Next one, love on your community. And there are so many different ways to do this. I am not a big spender to, like buy leads and things like that. I want to spend money and know that if I get business from it or not, it is going to be beneficial. So even if I spend money on a nonprofit and I don't get any leads out of it, that's not the point. I've given, and I know that what you put out there always comes back, right? So if I'm going to spend my money, it's going to be for a good cause. And as a byproduct, oftentimes you get business from that. So again, has to come from a place of authenticity. It is a long play. You don't just have to spend money, you can volunteer. I am deeply involved with an organization for foster children, but I also give at my time and money to other organizations throughout the local area. And I think that's really important too. So just getting yourself out there is such a great way. You don't have to spend money. You can just give your time.
Give your time and do something that is heartfelt
Yes.
to you. That means in your area.
Yes.
I didn't even know you did that.
Yeah.
I think you did one. Well, you did one in December. Tell us
So
about
that's the foster shop. Every year we do, it's a Christmas, kind of Christmas wish. You sponsor a foster child and kids.
But you did more than that. Like you organized the whole thing and all the gifts and the cars driving by. I mean, that was a big deal.
I did not organize it. I just get involved with the volunteering, but
okay.
They want me to be on the board, but I don't want to commit because then it'll be
yeah.
too much. But I
Yeah.
love especially giving to kiddos. So yeah, I would try to find an organization to support. They are all in need. And then you meet people, you feel good. Again, those are those feels for me. Like when I can help children, like I go to bed feeling like my day was spent, and it was worth it.
I think it's really important because I'm feeling that more now. For the last however many years, I just hustled and hustled and hustled.
Well, it gives you a break, right? Like are constantly going. And sometimes when I put this on my calendar, I'm like, oh, why did I sign up for this? Why do I do this to myself? But then I take a break from my business. I go do something good. I'm recharged. I usually meet somebody that knows I mean, it's just, you're constantly building your sphere by putting yourself out there. So for those busy agents, put something on your calendar. It's fun and you feel good.
Yeah, I like it.
And then, community doesn't just have to be a nonprofit or a charitable organization. It can be small business. We've done a ton for small business, especially in White Bear Lake, where I grew up. We've done local love events where we gave a night away in White Bear Lake and wined and dined them. And we've done stuff like that. We are always, if we're giving gifts away, they're always coming from small business because they want to return the favor, right? So you're doing it authentically to help them. And then in return, they want to support you too. It is definitely a win-win that way. Another way that I get involved in the community is, instead of sponsoring an ad for myself, I sponsor a hockey team, a cheerleading squad, motocross racers. We get our branding on the dirt bikes. We have so many fun things going that way. And again, like last night, I was up way too late at a hockey game and partying with these 9-year-old boys who took home a championship.
Partying.
I was. We created, if you go on my Instagram and see, like, we created a punch a puck. I took solo cups and put gift cards in them. And the boys, when they got done with their game, they punched the cup and pulled out a gift card. Oh. I gave them chocolates with my business card on the back, told them to give them to their parents. Like, it's just, you can sponsor somebody, but if you're not showing up, they're never going to put a face to the name. They're not going to give you the business. So show up, have some fun, make them have all the feels. And then you're planting seeds. I cannot tell you how many clients I have gotten from cheerleading squads and hockey teams, just because I show up and make them feel good.
Love it.
Yeah.
In your area.
In
it can
my
be
area,
smaller.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be big. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
And then, of course, loving on your current clients. So at K2 Homes, we are all about the experience. So we want you, from the time we initially connect with you till the time you have the keys, or give the keys away, to feel like you had the best experience. So like today we have a closing. I mean, the kids, when they do the final walkthrough, they all have a gift in each of their bedrooms. We do.
Wow.
Wow. And so when I do gifts, they're all personalized. Like, they're just, I get to know them. You guys all get to know your clients so well. You pick up little tidbits along the way of what they love, whether it's a color or a certain kind of toy. That's like my favorite part. Closing day is the ultimate celebration for me. I mean, you guys know it's never easy getting across the finish line. So if we can have that moment, because that could potentially be your last interaction with them. And if you're, for a while, for sure. And so if you can wow them, that is, to me, again, where I want to spend my money. I want to give them all the feels.
Yeah, I think that's so important. It's making me realize now, Brian just got a home, and it's like, I feel like we've done so much business that sometimes I feel like with Brian, I'm like, holy cow, buying a home is so important to people. Like, it's so a big life moment for them. And so I love that you're taking the time with customized gifts. We don't really do, but we have pretty awesome, somewhat customized, not as much as you're doing, but I love the idea too. Some people don't show up at closings. Buyer, you got to show up at your closings for your buyers. Take that picture, like you're saying, post that picture. Know a year later, you're going to repost that picture, and I think it's so important. It's such a lifetime moment to be there for people.
It is. And we do it all the time, right? I mean, we're doing it daily, weekly, and for them, I mean, it might be the only time they move. And so understanding where they're at in that stressful time and trying to be, a source of comfort. And keep them focused on the light at the end of the tunnel, right? And something to be excited about. I mean, last night, my clients who are closing today, they have 3 littles, and they were there at the house until 10 o'clock trying to get it cleaned up. And so she's stressed. You're just trying to constantly be like that.
It's super stressful.
It is super stressful. Yeah.
And if you can take it off, and if they're looking for a contractor and you're just there, you can make it less stress. Totally.
Yeah. So just love on your clients, give them the ultimate experience. So they want to send you, I mean, like the clients again that I'm closing today, they were talking to their neighbor about their recent sale, and they were telling them all the things that we do. And they were like, our agent, any of that. So it's just nice to set yourself, especially in this crazy world that we're living in, if you can be a light and give back, I think that's really, really important.
Mhm.
So
Can
I
I
just
ask
deleted
you,
all my
can I,
notes.
can I, oh, you did? You
No,
want
I
mine?
didn't. Nope, I'm good.
I know I do that sometimes. Too. Okay, but hold on, go back to giveaways.
Yeah.
So we did our first giveaway and I think it was probably okay, Allie. It was just
They're
okay.
very hit or miss. Like right now, I literally am raffling off my husband, you guys. Nobody's biting. Like, it's like you can have a day with my contractors. So just know, like, if you do one and it doesn't work,
That's huge. I
it's
saw
okay.
that. See, that's a huge. Didn't you say for
I
a
don't know.
date?
I just think like maybe we didn't market it right. Who knows? But it's for today. Like I'm giving you my Valentine. You get 8 hours. You get a design consult and all this stuff. But now I'm like, well,
Like of all the things you need to do
so
around the
many.
house.
Yeah, I'll keep them at my house. It's
But-
okay. Or if you guys want, go ahead and enter our raffle. It's good till 11:59 p.m. tonight.
Keith will be over and do all your things.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that
Yeah,
is
no,
like a
it's
huge
huge, right?
value. Okay,
But
but the point
You
is that
sent me the idea.
I
Yes.
from someone
She's
else.
like raffle off your husband. I was like, ooh.
Oh, like
I
from
like
somebody else I forwarded it
this.
to you.
you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
we should do this.
But I wonder, some of them are hit or miss. What
Hit or
has
miss.
worked? Ours was just like, okay, but I mean, it took a lot of time to do it.
Yeah, I think my local love event was probably the most successful, where I marketed it hard. I went to all the different shops in White Bear and did something, every day leading up until Valentine's Day. That was kind of fun. I would say try to get outside of like those windows where other agents are doing things too. I feel like around Christmas, everyone's doing like these 12 days of Christmas, like do it when other people are not doing it.
Yeah.
You're just going to get lost in those other things that are going on. Plus people are super busy around Christmas.
Okay.
So I'm always just trying kind of trial and error.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
there anything that you've repeated? Or you just kind of doing different
No,
things?
I'm just gonna do like I did when the restaurants shut down for COVID, we did this Realtor restaurant ripple effect where we like bought gift cards from restaurants and raffled them off and encouraged people to, go in and tip these servers who weren't able to wait on tables. I mean, so we're just always like whatever's going on in the times, we're just trying to be aware of it and, and support how we can.
Yeah, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. Can I ask one more thing on that?
Yeah.
Are you being strategic at all of if it's different businesses like White Bear, you tie people in? Are you being strategic about like this, share it? Are you doing like what are you doing? In
We
that?
do like, share, tag. Yeah, sometimes it can be a little too much and people are like, oh, yeah. I think people are kind of oversharing too. Like they just don't want to have a news feed or like their page full of sharing small businesses.
But maybe to share once versus saying, invite 5 people, like that might be too much versus send it to one person or something. You know what I mean?
Again, this is a long play. I mean, you just kind of got to feel out what works for you. And I would just say, really do try to come up with something different. I'm not a copier. I'm a, content creator. Let's come up with something that nobody else is doing. And then ultimately people copy me, which is okay, but I'm always trying to kind of come up with something new.
Yeah,
make
and
myself different.
I think there's ways too that you can take it and make it your own. Cause I get ideas from other people.
Yeah,
I'll
you
get
have to
ideas.
inspired, but don't just like copy and
Mimic,
paste.
totally,
That's
yeah.
annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? That was awesome. Thank you for
Yeah.
that.
One more love. And
Okay.
it comes down to all of you guys. Love on your fellow agents. The relationships that you're building within our industry are so important. Like you don't even know whether it's getting an offer accepted on the other side. I mean, Sarah Melby on here, I sent her a referral the other day just because I have somebody that really wants someone specific to the Delano area. As great as I am, that is what is important to them. So she got a referral from me. I just think you can't have enough good relationships in this business with vendors, other agents.
In state and out of state, like
Yeah.
that's an in-state thing where you're not so much in that market. So whatever, but there's a lot like on Instagram, there's a lot of people I'm talking to for our training or whatever, but then all of a sudden they know someone coming to Minnesota, relocating or whatever. It doesn't happen as much. Mostly it's out of here right now,
Yeah.
but it does happen. And, then I send referral gifts and things like that. So, the people that you're talking to, even out of state.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And when you are, going to show houses, I tell my girls all the time, start that relationship now. My girls are trained to make phone calls before they even go show houses. In this weird market we're in, where you see a home that's on the market for 60 days, don't just assume it doesn't have any offers. So you can just start building that rapport with agents on their side, compliment the other agent, whether it's in the way they staged the house or presented it, or, when you got there and they had little notes. I mean, you just can't do enough of building those relationships.
Well, and then when there is multiple offers,
Yeah.
which we're
Well,
feeling
yeah.
again, and then you're on the other side, you're like, oh, that person, I remember that person, they're a good person, they're easy to work with, they keep the transaction together. That happens.
Yeah. And on the listing side for me, I mean, that holds so much weight. If I know I'm going to be working with an agent on the other side that is very communicative, understanding, solution oriented, they are going to
And kind.
and kind.
And kind's
My
nice too.
sellers are going to hear about that because we all have those horror stories where we don't get to closing because you've got some egomaniac agent on the other side. That's not who we want to work with, even if it's, not as high of a price point. Getting across the finish line is the goal, right? So yeah,
As stress-free as possible. And there's certain agents that make it better than others. And I think in our industry, it is like that. Sometimes it's like, why are people sometimes so unkind or such a pain in the ass? Your reputation matters so much to just be a kind person and to be authentic, and will win you more offers.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I
Do
love
good and it will come back to you. I promise you, whatever you put out into the universe that is good will come back tenfold. And that's just kind
You
of my
get
mantra.
what you give.
Yes,
You
absolutely.
get what you give.
So if you can just take a couple of nuggets from today and sprinkle them into your business, it's not to say that cold calling and farming and typical lead gen isn't great. These are just things you can incorporate into your daily life that will hopefully provide some business for you. Who's here?
Oh, it's a delivery of, what did we deliver? Oh,
Roses. Did you give me roses? That's really good timing. Thanks for coming today. Happy Valentine's
this is
Day.
actually a give back. I'll tell you what we're doing, but we put gift bags together during the parade of homes. So this is a Costco delivery with all the idea. It's not. What is it? Oh, it's brochures for how
important
for
too.
a sip and see. But the other thing that we're doing real quick, since we're talking about we do stuff for builder reps. So for our friends at different builders, we put little parade of home gifts together and we deliver those. And if you guys can see that bag back there, that's one of those bags in a blue bag.
I like how you just pointed at the screen.
Back there by there. Yeah. There, that bag. Everything I do, I just have a lot of blue bags and then, whatever. Then we make it our own. Okay, that was awesome. Thank you. So K2 Homes, if you guys don't know Kate Johnson, thank you for doing that with me. Yeah, thanks guys. We'll do more. We have a lot more going on. I'll log off of this and then we'll do it. Okay. See you at the next training. Bye guys.